guys? Your boy Ed from Savij. You already know. For today's video, I bring you one of the two top decks of the meta. There might be more, but it's one of the two. Everybody knows Cash Money, PHHY is going to be expensive, right? But one of the top decks right alongside PHHY will be SwordSoul. And I just think that SwordSoul has so much potential and it has such a high ceiling that it's going to perform super well. I think that it's able to combat PHHY really well. And I think that it's actually going to just bring one of the most presence and like the biggest presence into the game. I think that it's going to be honestly the best deck. I just think it's going to be the best deck. I think the PHHY, SwordSoul, of course dinos are going to be really good, but then there's like branded Despia and whatnot that are also going to be good, but these are all just top 5 decks. But SwordSoul, I honestly do think that if it isn't going to be the best deck, it's going to be the top 2, so the second best deck, and it's going to be gas. I think the deck is really good. You guys are going to enjoy it. Let's go ahead and get into it. Before we continue with today's video, don't forget to go check out my sponsors from Dank Rituals. They have some of the coolest playmats, deck boxes, oversleeves, even dice. They just came out with their brand new travel bag, and it is beautiful. I love it, and you guys will definitely love it yourselves. Make sure you guys click the link down in the description to go check them out. Alright guys, so starting off with the main deck, I do want to say that I've actually been sitting down literally all day yesterday and all day today, just trying to build decks that I know that people are going to want to watch, like SwordSoul and dinos. So as much as I want to give you guys this list, and this is like a very more like just SwordSoul tangy, very pure list, there's other stuff that I was coming up with and other stuff that I want to bring out to you guys, but I need to perfect it. So I want to find a way to just do other things with SwordSoul, and I think that now with this Banlist that we've gotten, it's going to be a lot easier to do other stuff with SwordSoul. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. Let's see. For the first thing, we already got 3 Ecclesias. I think a lot of what I'm going to do here and show you guys at first is going to be very standard. It's a very just straightforward list. SwordSoul should not change much in like the main deck wise. Like even over time, like maybe people one day will float more into like playing 3 Taiyes or whatever, but besides that, everything else should always be standard. So 3 Ecclesias, 3 Moyis, 3 Lanyang, and double Taiye. So this is the SwordSoul count that we've known and seen for better power, like a little bit better part of like more than a year now. SwordSoul just really good. This is a great lineup. I like that SwordSoul is going to be one of the top decks again. I've always been a fan. I've had these SwordSoul cards ever since they first came out, so I'm really excited to have the ability to play these again. But the one thing that I'm adding to SwordSoul now, it's not the Iris. So no, I'm not doing the Kali effect move where he adds like Iris so he can have like an extra negate on the field or whatever. No, what I am doing here is that I'm going to be playing the new SwordSoul, the Abyss Dragon. The Abyss Dragon that's not a dragon, by the way. This feels like a very Charizard move to do, where they give a monster the name Dragon or make it look like a dragon, but he's actually not a dragon. My boy here is a worm type, and for the people who haven't read this card, I'm going to read it for you. Cannot be normal set, must be special summoned by a worm monster's effect. If a worm monster is banished by a card effect, except during the damage step, you can special summon this card from the graveyard. If it was there when this card was banished or in hand, even if not, but banished when it leaves the field, this card is special summoned. You can target, if this card is special summoned, you can target one card in the field zone and one monster in your opponent controls or in their graveyard. Banish them. You can only use this effect once per turn. I don't think the effect is literally all that great, but I do think that the card it's good enough to play. It's a SwordSoul card. It's a level 8, and it is going to help us do other shenanigans here in the deck. So I'm going to show you guys what that is in a little bit, but of course, this is our SwordSoul lineup now. I will be getting Euro pretty soon. Shout out to my buddy who's going to be getting Euro stuff for me from this set, so I will have everything matching. Continuing on, we're still playing Tenyis, so the one thing that happened is we are dropping Bestials. Guys, drop your Bestial engine from the SwordSoul deck, because people are not going to be playing dark decks like that in the following meta, of course, in the following season. But a lot of people will be playing, you know, branded and like Dragon Link. So, you know, Bestials are still good against like Dragon Link, but not really branded, right? So maybe you want to side your Bestial package. Like Bestials are still good and they'll still be good and people will still run them, but it'll be more of a side card thing. One of the other things that my team and I were talking about is maybe maining like 2 Druid's Worms if you wanted to, and that's like for any deck, it's not just for this deck. And if you do want to main those 2 Druid's Worms, you can use them more as a hand trap that will allow you to hit like that random dark that your opponent might be playing, or if they are playing a dark and you just so happen to be maining a dark monster, Druids that hits the dark monster, of course, in the main deck, then you are kind of chilling. But it's also really good because if you link it away or fusion it, or synchro it or whatever you're gonna do with it, you can also always just get rid of a monster they have because of Druid's Worms effect. But Tengyis are here, and they're going to be staying here for a while. I like that the Tenyi lineup is going to be back up to what the regular amount of Tenyis was before, which is going to be 3 Ashinas. I'm playing 3 Adharas, of course, and I'm just doing the regular 2 Vashuda, but then I'm also playing the 1 Shatana. I do like Shatana a lot. I really like this card. It does help out on a bind, whenever you just really need to be able to have that extra level 4 monster on your field, and they've gotten rid of your like Moyi, they left your token, whatever, right? You banish Ashina, you special this, and you continue with your synchro comboing, right? The other thing is that I wanted to find a way, like I really wanted to find a way to incorporate, I do want to say this, but I didn't really want to say this just yet, but I wanted to find a way to incorporate Lithogasm in here. I don't think that Lithogasm at 3 would be good in this deck, but I think that it would be a really good, unique add to the deck because, of course, Monk is an Earth. So if there were ever the need, or if there were ever the moment where you just have a Shatana engrave and you want to pop a Monk and an Adhara on the field or something like that, right? You would want to special summon your Lithogasm, pop your Monk, pop your Adhara, summon out Lithogasm, banish 3 different names from your opponent's extra deck, and then you use the effect of Shatana to banish it, bring back the Monk, pop another card on their field, pop a card on their field, and then that's pretty good. I find that to be really good, and I think it's going to be cool, but I just want to keep this build pure, and whenever I find a more earthy kind of build to Tenyi SwordSoul, I will bring it out and show you guys like a true king SwordSoul build. Like Lithogasm is an earth monster, right? It's a worm monster, I'm sorry. But continuing on, I am playing the 1 Destrudo. It's not a card that I necessarily need to see or want to see. It's also a card that it's a tuner and I can make it almost any level that I wish. I think it's good. I'm going to be pairing it up with, of course, Foolish Burial to allow me to just get as much as possible out of the Destrudo as I really need to, but for now, just the 1 Destrudo. I will be trying to do a couple of test hands pretty soon for you guys on a video, so you guys can see how I play the deck and see how I pile it. So shouldn't be too bad. I dropped my ashes. Continuing on, the 3 ashes, of course. I only play 1 other monster in here, so it's another hand trap, but I think this hand trap is going to be really, really good for the upcoming meta. It's definitely going to help hitting a lot of the decks that play like branded. It's going to help to play against Dragon Link. It's going to help to play against even Kashatiro, of course, and that is Droll Lockbird. I will be playing 3 Droll Lockbirds in this deck because I just really like the card, and I think that it's just going to be really good in the upcoming meta. I might be wrong, but that's just my personal opinion about it, and that's what I'm going with. So 3 Droll Lockbirds for my final actual hand trap. It's not including, of course, imperms, and I'm telling you guys ahead of time right now, there is 3 imperms in here. Let's go ahead and continue. That's all of the monsters. The SwordSoul lineup is just 1 more than normal, but it's nevertheless still pretty good. Continuing on, I really like the spell lineup that I have here. We don't have to worry about our vessel anymore, like us not being able to foolish. So that's the reason why I am playing double vessel again. I like vessel a lot. Even before, I wasn't too worried about it. Like if they return my monsters into my deck, like okay, cool, whatever. Like Shisu shuffle my stuff back in, that's fine. Vessel really good. I like it a lot. Vessel is kind of like a full combo sometimes with a Tenyi in hand. 3 emergence, because emergence is a Rhoda, and as long as you have a Rhoda, you should always play the Rhoda. I'm playing 2 summits, which is what a lot of people are not doing. Some people aren't even playing any summits, but I think it's a searchable monster reborn, and there's always the, like, okay, so like special Ecclesia, tag out Ecclesia, Taye. With Taye, you banish something from the grave, right? Whatever. Let's say you already had a Tenyi in the grave, or whatever it is, right? Taye, banish, synchro, she shall Taye, foolish Moyi, she shall search this. This in the Moyi will allow you to just have another synchro, and then you can Baxia there if you wish, or you could have Baxia'd on the first turn, but I like the ability to just be able to reborn anything. And it's also cool because it can just be any worm if you already had a synchro on the field. So yeah, continuing on, I said I had a Foolish Burial, and I do. So there's my Foolish Burial. I like this Platinum Foolish Burial a lot. I need another one. Double Desires. I think Desires is still really good in this deck. Desires is just really strong. It's kind of a win more card sometimes, but not really all the time, right? So we're gonna go ahead and continue. Call by, of course. And that wraps up all of our spells. I will be leaving these here so you guys can see the traps, and of course, Blackout is a card, and I feel like it's gonna be a little stronger now. You get to pop your opponent's Kashtira monsters, spells and traps, and you're kind of chilling. Get rid of the continuous spell, get rid of their field spell as soon as possible. That's really nice. 3 imperms to wrap up. I told you guys to play 3 imperms, and here are the 3 imperms. I think imperm's still going to be fairly decent. It's going to try to do the best that it can to help us win. So yeah, I like the deck a lot. I think this deck is fun. Let's continue with the extra deck. I do think that I am playing a little bit of a couple of different things here and there, so I will show you guys what that is. Oh, that looks weird. Continuing on, extra deck, of course. Sorry for the shake. We have Double Monk. I wanted to play Shaman, but I just couldn't find the space to play Shaman. There's probably a lot of things in here that you guys are like, oh, well, you can cut this or you can cut that, but I really like how I built this, and I'm going to try to do a combo video for you guys so you guys can see why I've built it the way that I did. 1 Yazi, nice. Double Baxia, Baxia really nice. You know, Baxia's now once per turn, you're able to pop, bounce 2 cards, pop itself, and then you're able to summon another Baxia, bounce 2 cards again, pop itself. Like, it's just really good. I like it a lot. And then wrapping up the Yang Xing package, of course, is my boy Xiao Feng. I want to find a way to play more Earth monsters in this deck, so like I can have a different variant to it. And with that, I want to be able to summon this guy out and get an Earth Yang Xing monster being played. So then like that, I can lock my opponent out from summoning out Earth monsters. Might be too much to wish for, but it's one of the reasons why I play Summit. I also like Summit a lot because if you have like a Yazi and then you had a level 3, which is the one that looks like a tiger, you can foolish it, of course, whatever, and then have the Yazi and that one synchro summon. Wait, that makes it 10. Never mind. But you know, I'm trying to figure out ways to play this. Like, I'm really trying. Like, you can have a level 6, whatever, just long young. Like, I'm trying. There's like just a lot of things that you can do, but you gotta find the most optimal one, because you don't want to use too many cards for a combo and then not be great, and then like, or get the monster like be impermed or something, whatever. Continuing on, this is the Draco Berserker, of course. I play 1 Draco Berserker, and then I play the 1 Dragite. I like Dragite a lot. I'm not going to be doing anything like drag-eyed effect, reveal the top 5 and try to bounce if I'm not going to be playing like nib. Unless I side in 3 nibs, then you guys try to expect a bounce. But besides that, I like this because Moyi is a water, and for that reason I can always just negate a spell or trap on the field. It's pretty good. Continuing on, and then wrapping up these monsters, we're going to continue with double YuGiOh. I like YuGiOh a lot. I think it's really good, of course. The one SwordSoul Sinister is really good. I've played 2 of him before and I liked it, but I don't like it as much as just playing 1 right now. There's just too many other things to play. Of course, Supreme is really good. Baron has been has been on a decline in value because like people are getting the reprint soon or whatever, and it's cool. I like Baron though, so I'm still gonna keep playing Baron. You should never not play Baron. For that wraps up what I think it's more the usual stuff that I play, and then I want to talk about Ice Jade Grimmer. This card here, I think this card is really nice, and I want to read it out to you guys. It says 1 water tuner, which is any of the SwordSoul tokens, and then 1 non-tuner monster. Quick effect: you can activate this effect. Face-up monsters you control cannot be destroyed or banished by your opponent's card effects this turn. If you activated this effect in response to your opponent's card effect activation, and or your opponent has a card with the same name on the field and or in the graveyard, you can banish those cards. If a card banished by your opponent's card effect while card is in the graveyard except during the damage step, you can special summon this card, whatever. Yeah, that's like if you want to recycle it out back to the field. So it's really good. It allows you to protect your monsters, of course, and if you do it to a response, you get added bonuses, which is really good. So yeah, Ice Jade. It's a really cool card. If you guys haven't picked it up, I think on Sneak Peek it was like a $5 trade or something. So I ended up picking a couple of things up, trading for this, and I was chilling. And then Final Sigma is the last card that I play. Final Sigma is something that I've been wanting to play here for a while, but I just couldn't because, you know, of course, whenever I was playing Bestials, I was playing Dark, and then I was also playing Willow. But switching it out recently to now finally playing Sigma allows me to use not just the new SwordSoul monster and then a level 4 token, but then I can also just use any one of these, right? I could have also used the Baxa if I really wanted to, a Drag-Eyed if I was done with the Drag-Eyed, or this guy. Now, I think that this deck is just so powerful and it has so much of a potential. I've tried to gone in. All right, guys, before we continue with today's video, I wanted to make sure that you guys knew about my newest giveaway, which is for this BLS Funko Pop. I am very excited to announce that at 2,900 subscribers, I will be giving away this pop. There is a video already up on my channel. The link will be down in the description. Make sure you guys go comment, I want the BLS pop, I want the BLS, in order for you guys to be able to enter this giveaway. Thank you. Depth as much as possible. Most of the SwordSoul monsters that most of the synchro monsters that I do summon don't end up in the extra deck. Like in the extra monster zone. So putting the Sigma there gives you a lot of advantage anyway. What do you normally have? Like, you normally have just this guy there. So it's not really an issue for you to put your Sigma there. I think this deck is going to be really gas. I think that people should definitely continue to do their best to build other variants, other builds, and then try to find a way to lock your Earth opponent out, which is going to be your Kashtira opponent. So if anybody has any cool ideas, anybody has any tips and pointers, please shoot them my way. I'm always down to see new things that people might be doing with SwordSoul. I like this deck a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is definitely post the Photon Hypernova and post the February 2023 ban list. I'm going to be enjoying this deck a lot. I'm going to do a combo for you guys in a second, and you guys should probably see that combo the day after. So hopefully you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys then. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Please turn on the bell notifications. See you guys. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. Don't forget that I have a Facebook group called YuGiOh Elite Savij. If you guys want to join us, all you got to do is just click the link down in the description. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to join our Elite Savij family, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Yeah.